limiting our explosive, limiting our explosive plays and keeping us in front of them all day long. But I think ultimately, we had a good day on offense. There was good balance to what we did. We rushed for over 200 yards, threw for just under 250, and we were very good on our conversion downs, third and fourth downs. I think we were 9 of 12 or something like that, and came away with 100% scoring in the red zone. So from that standpoint, happy with what we did. You got to like what Rodney Nelson is doing on the ground. Had another 150-yard plus day. I think it's the fifth time in 6 games that he's been over 100 yards. And then Elijah Jennings and our other running back came into play with 3 touchdowns. So very good job running the ball, and a lot of that credit goes to our offensive line. They're doing a really good job. It's becoming a fairly formidable unit. We average over, I think it was 5 yards per rush, and then Derek Robertson continues to be Derek. He was 26 of 31 for 245 yards, 2 touchdowns, and was able to distribute the ball to, I believe it was 9 or 10 different receivers.
This game was, and kind of just build on some of your comments, this game was a little different. You guys still put up plenty of yards and 42 points, but you had 4 drives of 73 yards or more, 7 to 10 on third down, and then held the ball for 31 minutes. Just seemed like it was, you were, as you said, you're efficient on the passing game. You got the running game. How was this game maybe a little different than it's been in the past without all the huge explosions?
Well, I think you've got to credit Townsend for that. I mean, they weren't going to allow us to get behind them in the back end. I thought they kept our receivers and our pass game in front of them. So those explosive long plays that we've had maybe in some of the other weeks just weren't there. But I think our offense adjusted very well, and we were able to grind out, as you said, 4 really long drives that ate up a lot of clock, and ultimately kept their offense off the field as well. So I thought that was good, and then throw in we had I think it was 4 forced fumbles on defense. Those turnovers led to 14 points, and we eliminated the explosive TDs that have kind of been victimizing our defense in past weeks.
You touched on Elijah's 3 touchdown runs and 47 yards. Several of them came out of that Wildcat that you guys have had so much success over the years with different backs. What has made that play just so effective for you guys over the years?
Well, I think, our offensive staff, Brian Gabriel in the line and Jeff Gallo as the offensive coordinator do a great job with it. And Elijah's a little bit different style of back than we've had there in the past. In the previous probably 4 or 5 years, it's been our big back that's gone into that package. And I'd say Elijah is probably our smallest back right now, but we're still having success with it. And he's able to find the crease and fit himself in there. So, that's becoming a very good weapon for us as we get down near the goal line.
Defensively, as you touched on, I think you forced like 6 fumbles in the game. 3 of them you got. What were you able to do to create all those plays?
Well, I was happy with the way our defense was flying around, and they really were swarming. They did a good job going for the ball when they thought it was exposed. Josiah Graham came off the game. I think he had 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 2 TFLs. Had an excellent day there. You got to like what Hunter Watson and J.J. Lewis also in the defensive line did. They had 2 very productive days. And I think ultimately, to answer your question, it was the play of our guys up front that really took control of the game. Spencer Kisball is another guy at the linebacker spot who had a very good day as well.
How we've talked about it, on several of these calls, but it just seems to be a group that keeps getting better and better as this year goes along. Do you feel like that's been the case?
I do, Rob, and it's a group that I think it's 8 new guys who did not play last year, and it's taken a little bit time, maybe longer than we would have liked for that group and that unit to gel. And we're taking baby steps, and we're getting better each and every week. We still got to do a better job in terms of some of the points that we're giving up. But their confidence is growing every single week. And, if they're playing with confidence and you've got a good scheme, I think you've got a fighting chance.
Let's look ahead because another big one for your team. You get to at least come back home, but faces certainly a quality program in Stony Brook as you've started to get ready for them. What are some of the challenges they present for you?
Well, they're a team that's coming off two very impressive wins. You know, the Merrimack game and the Albany game. I think they outscored their opponents by a combined score of like 82-20. They're averaging over 38 points a game throughout their last four games. So, you know, it's a group that, you know, we've got to be, you know, right on and ready for. I think offensively, they're a veteran group. As you look at their lineup, it's all seniors and grad students. So there's a high level of maturity and experience there. They do a good job of balancing the run and the pass, so you can't really load up in either spot. And the guy who makes some goes at quarterback. I mean, he's got very good size. He can throw the ball. He runs it exceptionally well. The running back we've seen in previous years, number four, he's got the strength, size, and I think he's averaging over 5 yards a carry. And they're very good at the receiver and tight end positions where they play a lot of different guys. So it's not like you can lock in on any one particular guy there. I think they do a very good job spreading the ball around, and schematically they give you some problems because they do a lot with their different formations and personnel groups.
You touched on the quarterback. Chris Ellis came and transfer over from Hampton, and maybe a little different quarterback than they've had there in the past, as you said, because he maybe as or more effective as a runner as he is as a thrower. As a defensive staff, what problems does that cause for you?
Well, the problem it causes is you have to assign people to make sure you've got that phase of what they want to do defended. He's an extra ball carrier. He's an extra guy that you've got to worry about. It's not just maybe the running backs or the receivers. Now you got to worry about the quarterback pulling it down and running. And as you said, a lot of them are designed runs, especially as you get down toward the red area. He's going to. There's a fair amount of plays that are designed for him to keep the ball. So you've got to have that in the back of your mind all the time on defense.
And as you said, you're Roland Dempster's a guy that everybody in the conference is aware of. Just a powerful back. What is the key to try to contain him and maybe slow him down?
Well, you've got to get a lot of hats to the ball. I mean, you can't allow one guy to attempt to bring him down because you just won't be effective that way. He has size, he has strength, he has speed. He's able to run through arm tackles, so you've got to really put bodies on him in order to get him down. And he's got the speed to take it to the house. So you've got to defend all areas when you're playing against him.
And then defensively, they're a team that will certainly try to put some pressure on you. What are the biggest challenges that your offense will face going
Well,
against them?
I think when you look at their defense, 9 of their 11 starters are either seniors or grad students. So it's a veteran group. You know, they're very good at the linebacker position. They've got three guys that are in their top five tacklers on the team. On the back end, they've got four guys that are in the top 8 in terms of tacklers. So at every level of their defense, they've got quality players. On the defensive line, they've got explosive players who, if you're not careful, they can be game wreckers. So, we've got to be very careful about what we attempt to do offensively. Our hope going in is that we'll have good balance in terms of the run and pass and try to keep them, off balance. And then you've got to throw in the factor, too, that they're going to be a well-rested team coming in. They're coming off a bye week. When you take the bye and the rested team, and then you factor in their talent, the speed that they have on both sides of the ball, we know we'll have our hands full.
All right, Coach Cal, thanks so much for doing this with us this morning, and look